Hey, Cedric here. Want to do a video on just some things that have helped me with steel bending. Alright, there really aren't that many tutorials out there. The one that helped me was done by a guy named Sean Cashman. That one helped me to some degree. Now here was the issue. This is a guy who's got long arms. And the longer your arms, the more you're able to bring this strength to bear, okay? When you get back here. Because where you really want to be is back here, okay? Back against your neck. This is where you want the bar when you're bending double overhand. Now, my problem is I've got a little bit of extra forearm getting in the way. So getting back here and being able to bring this power to bear on 7-inch lengths of steel was just really, it was impossible when I did it the way that it was shown in the tutorial, because everybody has different body types, and you know, no one was willing to help me. I asked a few questions, and nobody wanted to help, none of the people in the bending community. So I had to figure out a couple of tricks to help me with that, and I want to share that with you. Now, getting that bar up here, this is where the bar needs to be, alright? Because that's where you're strong. Just give me a second to get this out here. Alright? This is where you're strong, right here. This is where the steel wants to be. I don't know if you've noticed when you're bending, but even if you have the steel out away from your neck, it wants to get back to your neck. When it bends, the steel actually pops back towards your neck. So I'm going to give you a couple of things here that have helped me. I'm not doing any bending right now. I'm saving myself. I've got a box of grade 5 bolts that I got just an insanely good deal on. And they're Chinese grade 5s, but who cares? They're grade 5s, and those things are hard as hell. So, okay, my difficulty was this. Use this as a pointer. Generally speaking, the end of the bar impacts right about here on the hand, okay? This is the way the tutorials show. And if you're using pistol grip, then it's more over here in the webbing. With my arms, that took me back behind where I'm able to bring any force to bear. It's like you'll feel that sweet spot, okay, where just all of a sudden you can feel that you're strong right there. So I actually, on 7-inch bars, had to bring the point of impact back here. There it is. Alright? Now you may have to do this as well. But for right now, we're not going to bend. We're going to find your sweet spot based on your body type, okay? So first things first, go ahead and make sure that you've wrapped your bar a little bit loose, alright? Another thing, go ahead and pause it and go get this. I want you to get a dish towel or some other kind of hand towel, alright? And I want you to get a kerchief or bandana of some type, okay? So you're going to need that. Now, this first thing here, we're going to find your sweet spot, where that bar needs to impact your hands, okay? I want you to put your wraps a little bit more loose than you would if you were actually bending, so that you can get it to bend down a little bit so you can feel the end of the bar. And I want you to bring this up under your chin, but with your knuckles angled down. Do you see how I have this? And just kind of feel around and let those ends move along your hand until you hit that spot where it'll just feel like you can now apply force, alright? And I want it up under your neck. Bring it back up against your Adam's apple, okay? Or actually right above your Adam's apple, alright? Now you'll feel that spot where it feels good. Now apply pressure with your knuckles still pointing, you know, sort of like this. You see where I'm going to be able to really bend yet. Then when you've got some pressure applied, turn it up, and if you're in your sweet spot, you will feel you'll feel that force just suddenly increase as you turn your hands up, and when you're ready, bend forward, okay? Now, when you bend properly, if we're bending right, properly, and we're in our sweet spot, okay, where it's the bar's impacting our hands in the right spot and everything, then when we turn this up and we finally bend, then that bar is going to be the point of a triangle, okay? Because we want our elbows to point in the opposite direction that that bend is pointing. So, like that, because that's where the power is, okay? We're putting all this power of our back, arms, and everything, we're putting it right here. And we got to keep it up here, alright? This is where it needs to be. That's where you can bring it to bear. If you come down here and you're bending, you're losing power, okay? You're just losing a whole bunch of power. And it's still, you'll see that it's making a triangle from your elbows, but you've lost power. When you're up here, you see, down here, the only muscles you can bring to bear are right here. Once you bring it back, now all the muscles in the line of that triangle are brought to bear, okay? And then you're able to really do some damage. So you just feel that where it's impacting your hands, and then you make your bend. But make sure you wrap tightly, okay? The next trick, we're going to go ahead and use our dish towel. Now what I want you to do is, I want the majority of the length coming out of your hand like a bending bar would. I want you to put a little bit over your fist now. Alright? This is going to be cushion between our knuckles. Now take a tight grip, okay, and leave enough towel that you can get it against your neck. Alright? Now when you're being able to pull on this towel a little bit, this will allow you to bring this up in. And now what I want you to do is use this as a sort of an isometric exercise, okay? I want you to bring those elbows forward and allow your fists to come together while keeping this towel pressed against your neck just above the Adam's apple, okay? So this is an exercise that I want you to do. This is going to help you keep that bar up against your neck, alright? This is going to help you more than anything, because we're going to work on muscle memory with this one, okay? And the next one, firstly, I must say, do not actually bend. Don't use this to take pressure. You're not putting that pressure against the back of your neck, okay? You got to be smart. You got to be smart. Leave yourself enough space to fit your wraps and bar through, okay? See what I'm doing? And then go ahead and just give yourself a little bit of a knot. Now this, you're only going to apply minimal pressure on your bar, but you're going to bring this up. This is another one of those Devil Bright Commons from old Rusty stuff. Now here, you want to put this through, okay? But you're not bending. Do not just start driving against this. I want you to just put that first bit of pressure, okay? You just turn it, find that sweet spot, and then feel that first little bit of pressure while keeping it up here, alright? So the movement that you're making is driving elbows forward, pushing while pushing back, okay? Just slightly. And you can hook your chin down over this to help you remember. So you're hitting this bar a couple different ways. You're driving forward with all these back muscles while you're pushing backward with your wrists, trying to bring your fists from this to this. Okay? So this is just to help you feel that, okay? Now, to recap. This one is really gonna be your best friend here. I really encourage you. Okay? You see? And then bring those fists together. Bring those fists together. Elbows driving forward with all those back muscles, and we're bringing the fists together, okay? Alright? That's the one that's going to really help you. Then this one, where we need to feel for our sweet spot and just feel where that bar should impact in your hand, okay? Because that's super important, because you're driving against this bar, like I said, in a couple different ways. You're driving your elbows forward, which applies direct force against this bar, but force going this way isn't going to do anything unless we have a guiding force, okay? This is our main force, but we still need a hand on the steering wheel. So that's what our forefingers and wrists are for. So we want to get this and just feel for that spot, okay? This is the shorter length. This is a 60D nail. So this I'll actually allow to impact right about here because of my body type. And then bring it up, okay, with your knuckles sort of facing forward. And then when it feels right, apply some pressure and turn, okay? So we'll bring it up, feels right, turn, and then the center of this bar is going to be the point of a triangle, and we're going to apply forward force. We drive those elbows forward while attempting to bring our wrists into line, okay? And that is the guiding force for the majority force, okay? Keeping it back against the neck, hooked under the chin if you need to, okay? This will allow you to keep it up in that position of power. Alright? So, it's just a quick little tutorial. I hope it helps. Double overhand is now just my favorite bending technique. I really like it. It allows you to really focus a lot of power into one spot. A lot of muscles come together. That's really it. I'm not going to do any bending right now. I'm going to do some light bending later. I think that I want to try inserting this 95 kilogram iron grip world bar with pads touching. Pads touching is just super hard. Let me see if I've got just one more bar in here anywhere. And they only they only recognize 7-inch lengths, right? Because any shorter and you actually will have that leverage. Now this is like a real test of strength, because with the pads touching, it takes away that leverage that you get to drag on the bars, that you get to drag on the end of the bars with, you know, that excess of your wraps hanging over. So when you do pads touching, it's just a whole different deal. And I'm really thinking about trying that 95er, because not only is this pads touching just an insane test of wrist strength, but also your ability to endure pain, because it's all you don't have that leverage out here where you get to drag against the steel. It's all against your hands, all against your hands, and it's harsh. That feels pretty even. But this is what it'll look like. So you'll see, whereas normally you've got that excess material out at the end that gives you that mechanical advantage, right? And what a crappy wrap. I'm just doing this to show you. So normally it's going to look like this, right? So we have this to grab hold of out here, but this, with pads touching, you want it nice and even. With pads touching, oop, I want to even these out here. Where are we at? That feels better. What a junky wrap I did there. So with pads touching now, you've got none of that excess. I want to try that, but it's so hard, you know. And if I accidentally wobble it, then again, you can't just come back and insert it. So I don't even know. Like again, I don't want to be bending today. It's too early, and the sun's not even up. But I'm wondering if I could even do it. Once you get the kink, though, most guys kink it in double underhand, but I haven't made any progress double underhand for some reason. So once you kink it, then it's more like your normal crush. It's still difficult though, because you just don't have anything extra. Your hands are right up on it. But God, you feel it. The steel's just eating into your hand through the pad because you don't have as much leverage. So it's all you against that steel. Got it under 2 inches, but yeah, I'm not even warmed up or anything. I'll finish that bar off later. I actually started working on trying to snap some of these bars, where I put the wraps back on them and brace them sort of like the guys with the horseshoes do. Pull them apart a little bit and push it back in, pull it apart. Just trying to get more out of my metal, you know. But so what am I even yakking about? I got a little bit of a tutorial there for you, okay? So you understand that steel wants you to bend it. The steel wants you to bend it. And it even tells you where it wants to be. When it bends, it comes back up no matter where you are. It's trying to come here. Wherever you try to bend that, it ends up pointing back here. Alright? It wants you to bend it, and it's trying to tell you, bring me up here, because that's where you're strong. This is the center of all that force that you can bring. All those muscles center right up in here, okay? You can do this. Alright? You can do this. That's really it. I mean, I'm a little bit leery because these bars, these iron grip bars, are no joke. The 95er is 275 to 285 pounds. And that's no joke, man. No joke, artichoke. It's a bigger bar than the yellow nail by a visibly noticeable amount, and like that. But once I'm warmed up, I feel like I can do it. So later on today, I'm not going to do any real bending today. I mean, any heavy bending. You know, my usual long workouts of doing volume. But I'm thinking about certing this, trying to cert this. Let me know what you think. And also, if any of you are interested in me doing a breakdown of my bending progression and how I've managed to make some very decent headway in such a short amount of time after an injury, let me know. You know, because I went from what my maximum bend before I was hurt was, I struggled a 7-inch length of square bar, and that was a soft batch. That was way easy compared to what I got now. To now I was able to bend a grade 5 bolt. What else? What else did we bend? Oh, the H, I, J, and K drill rod when I could not bend the H before, and like that. So I've managed to make some very decent progress. And if you're interested in my philosophy on how to build that strength, then let me know and I'll make a video about it, okay? I'm going to try that today. I feel like I am. And then that'll be it. You know, that'll just be like a short little bending session. I'm not going to hit any big steel today, because I want to save myself for those grade 5s that are coming. So that's it, you guys. I just wanted to do that quick tutorial. If I've left anything, you know, where you feel like I didn't explain it well, please let me know, okay? I can make a supplemental video, no problem. Bend some big steel, alright? So you live free and always, always, always punch hard. And be good to yourself, because you're worth it. I dig you, alright? I'll catch you later.